Okay, here's a chart on Lucid Group Incorporated. Got this chart labeled as a WXY pattern. As far as WXY and ABC, they run pretty much the same. So this chart here is a little complicated. So I had to kind of leave my fibs up and my spirals so I don't lose track of where I'm going here. So first of all, I need to point out a couple of key facts because we need to know where we've been in the moves and where we're going. All right, so starting with the first move up here, which again, this is the monthly time frame, so each candlestick is 1 month. So judging just from when they went as an IPO back in 2020 to the move up here in February 21. It's the move we got to focus on first. Now, I wrote in a retracement. I'll go ahead and show you where I measured it. I show the entry there on the IPO and to February. Click on there, and it gives us, you can't really see it, but I've labeled each fib. I kind of gave them a little different color, or I gave them dashes, depending on the significance of the fib. So the bright dotted yellow lines are my 50% and 61.8, and then the gray ones are the 85 and 90th percentiles. Those gray area ones usually tell me if they hit those, there's some kind of triangle formation that is in the pattern or will happen. So let me get rid of that real quick, what I just did, because I just left the fib that was relevant. So this right here hit the 85 percentile, measured off this first move. Then you had an expanding flat with a extended C leg, which measured again 85%, 85.4 to be exact, measured off this leg also, the other direction. Okay, so that's pretty wild stuff that you got those two back to back. That completed the W leg. Now, as we were going down to find our X leg, which isn't done yet, I have noticed that there was a triangle in the X leg. It was in the middle. It was in the primary wave B. So the first leg down was the primary A, and then you have an A, B, C, D, E for B. So there was the triangle. Now let's zoom in here real quick. Okay, so there finished the primary leg A. So A, B, C, D, E. A lot of traders these days will focus on trend lines and patterns. So you get these patterns and trend lines from Elliott waves. Okay, so this trend line, if you just take the top of A, top of C, top of E, that's your trend line. Now, in Elliott wave theory, a lot of E legs break out of the trend line. It's just been that way for a few years now. Wasn't always the fact, but it's been more common as the chart structure starts to change. So they indicate more like a false breakout, right? So the trend line from A, C, and E, and then from B and D, those two take the other trend line. So that being said, there's your triangle. So that finished primary B. Now we're looking for primary C wave down, and I don't think it's finished quite yet. I have my intermediate levels here in yellow. So we have an A, B, and a C, which finish your primary. I'm sorry, these are, I have to go back real quick. Yeah, the yellow is minor. Yeah, sorry. This isn't really how you label the Elliott wave. It's a little bit more complicated. I just think it's way easier to do it color coded. So it's the same outcome, doesn't matter. So I think people can read these a lot easier. You just, the smaller degree, you just change the font size, right? So anyways, so just to recap here on the cycle we're at is the minor, trying to find the intermediate leg C down. So, and that's the primary B, so primary C also. So A, B, C for our leg of a bigger degree, A. And now I think from here, we're going to jump up and we're going to find our B leg, and then wherever it goes, then our C leg down will complete our X leg down. So those now to get the primary B wave and C wave, let's go into the hour time frame here. So, or daily, this is the daily, so each candlestick is a daily here. Okay, so now I should say real quick, with these moves, whether it's a WXY or an ABC pattern, everything is 3 moves. Now, my argument is that I think I can count these charts in 3 moves. That's really not the concept of Elliott wave. Usually you have to have integrated a 5-wave impulse structure. So it would kind of be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 followed by an ABC correction. That is a typical Elliott wave move. But the way I've seen these charts lately, I think you can count everything in 3 waves. So that being said, see how I label it. Yeah, it's always A, B, and C. So an A, B, C of a lesser degree makes an A of a bigger degree. Okay, just wanted to clarify that. So now we were starting here, looking for our B wave up, B primary, B in blue. Okay, which I've got somewhere up there, but we'll get to it in a second. So now you see I have an A, B, C in green. That's minuet size. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3 down for B, and so forth. So once I've already measured these internals to get these minuets cycles here. So I've got A of a bigger degree, looking for a B wave off this A, and a C to finish off this degree in white to get the degree B in blue. Now the question is this move here complete? And I first drew in some resistance and supports, a price range. Okay, so we have a trading range between $2.50 and $4 right now. Right here. And as I've noticed, each trading range goes up about $2, $2.50. So if I took a trading range from below where it's at $2, it gives me somewhere, around 50 cents. So that seems to me that could be a possible target. Now, to really get an idea of where this minuet C will be in green and this B in white will finish, because this is an expanding flat, but I will explain what these expanding flats, triangles, how to measure those in a separate video, and I'll post the links to this in a later date. But right now we're working on this leg, and it's all part of this A, B, C. So to finish this leg here, we have to focus on this move here. And doing that, we take our, I pretty much use only the Fibonacci retracements. I don't need to use the extensions unless I'm counting a 5-wave rally. But with the WXY, ABC patterns, it's just go ahead and just use the Fibonacci retracements. So we're measuring this leg, and you take it from where it ends to where it started, and it kind of overlaps right here. Okay, so this leg here and this whole leg, yeah, this whole A in white and this A in green overlap right here at $2.13. So this could be a significant bounce, but I'm pretty sure I measured a 150 earlier. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, with charts like Lucid, that doesn't have a lot of history, and it's not a lot of range. It seemed like it's continued down for a while, so you have to kind of reach out and look for certain kind of patterns. Now, if you look closely, I think it was right here, this section, and then you look at this move. They have a similarity in the way they move. So is what I did is once it reached its high here and it broke down, I went ahead and measured what we got here. Okay, and that's where I got the 150. This is a 150 fib here. Okay, so when we got this high here and we got the bounce, I measured it again, and on this one we had a gap to the 150, and I didn't want to do that. So, you know, I don't think that was the move. Bear with me for 1 second. $150's here. I'm looking at something different. Okay, well, okay, yeah, I measured the wrong leg. Sorry about that. So I took, it was this leg that I measured. Got the 200%. That's right. And then this one was here, and the 200% here is down to 79 cents. That's right. Okay, so 79 cents might be the target, which is also what I put down for a trading range. This is very hard to count, this chart, but I'm going to go ahead and put that target down, and then we're going to look at some indicators and kind of show the direction of the momentum and why I think it's still kind of bearish, even if we may get a little bounce up. As a matter of fact, let's see if we can find that real quick. So we got an ABC in green. Right, so we just need to make sure that this move is done real quick. Past the 200, maybe go to the 261. So 1, 2, 3. This kind of looks like a triangle, actually. C, D, E. Anyways, so yeah, not so sure about that, but let's go to the indicators real quick. All right. Yeah, probably should have started with this. So here's the RSI. This section here. This is our MACD. This is our ADX. It's another strength indicator. Now, everybody knows that when the RSI is, well, I have my indicators a little bit different, but when it hits your bottom, when it bottoms out, it's oversold. When it tops out, it's overbought. So right now, we are near oversold. Not quite. It'll turn a different color when it's actually in the oversold area. Kind of like it did here. It turns a little bluish. So maybe indicates there is a little bit further downside. Now, this MACD right here, there needs to be a little bit bigger of a gap for that to say, for me to be convinced that it's oversold. So I think there's still some more downside with this MACD. We'd have to kind of watch the signal bars here, the strength indicators, and see if they decrease in size here over the next couple of days. But I mean, it's definitely oversold. It's just not a significant gap. Now, the ADX is at 34. I'd say at 40, usually that tops out. So the strength is rapidly to the downside also. So that being said, maybe it does get to this 261, which is $1.81. So that might be our first target. And that's what I'm trying to find, so that if we need to, if this is a stock where you average cost down, we got to find the bounces, right? So that's what we're trying to do there. So if this is a target here, maybe we can add to our position here, and then sell at the resistance at 246. I think that would be, a smart move if it continues down. Now, obviously, if it goes past the 261, then our next target is 79 cents, and then 50. And if it goes past 50, then we might be in it might be flatlining. So, but we'll continue to watch it, as these indicators will tell us if it's going to flatline or if it's going to turn and get some momentum to the upside. But as it stands, this signal, when it crosses your zero line, and again, this is on the daily, I put a lot of emphasis on these indicators on the daily. So when it crosses this zero line, to me, we are in bearish territory, and we've been in bearish territory for a while. We had a little bit of a breakout here from July to August. So there must have been something where we thought maybe it was going to turn, and that still could be the case. But it looks like it crossed back over, and it's kind of toying with us. Not sure if it's which direction it wants to head. So right now we're consolidating, trying to figure out which direction, because you can see the difference between the gap that I'm talking about, the gap between the strength bars, momentum bars, and the signal line. I mean, you can see this is just so oversold here, so oversold, and then you can see the kind of move it makes when it gets to be too oversold. Look here. So when your moving averages crosses your signal line there, look what happened to the stock. Okay, so that's what we need to be watching for. These are kind of like the RSI. When it turns blue, that just reinforces that it's oversold. So these are the type of things we'll be looking for in the next couple of days, to tell us that we are going to bounce, get a upward momentum trend going. So we are almost there. The only thing I don't like I said, is the gap between the moving average here and the signal bars is just not enough for me to be convinced that it's going to turn. Now the RSI does tell me we're close to turning, but I think the bounce isn't going to be a significant bounce. That's why we got to focus on resistance here and price levels and trading ranges. So just to recap, I think we're looking for a B wave, primary B wave up. I just don't know when. Here it is up here, and if it does start to turn, I'm really looking for, like, I think I priced it as like an $11 target. Okay, yeah, you were looking at the 50% and a 61.8 retracement off of the primary A move from down here, right? We're trying to correct all that. So that's where I got $10.18 and $12.01. Now, if you remember, back when we started this chart, we got those 85.4% targets. So that would be up here at 1553. So these are the kind of targets we're going to be looking for when our indicators tell us the turn is going to start to go to the upside. Now, the other thing is I have these purple lines here. This is a time spiral. This helps me. I just measure the legs, and it kind of gives me some turn dates to look for. So let me clean this up. Okay. So as this move's coming down, right, if it keeps consolidating, bouncing around, doing whatever it needs to do, once it hits this line, we should line up with our indicators, get some conviction out of these, and let us know whether that is going to be a significant turn date. So this is this line right here starts from anywhere from December 24th to January 31st. That's what I'm looking for, anticipating for a turn date. So, and that would finish our B wave in white, which is minuet, for our intermediate blue up here. So I think that's it. All right, so again, just I do have these trading ranges, and I think that's going to help us. Unfortunately, there's just nothing to go by here. I just put this 50 cent here because it seemed like it was every $2 or $1.50 it was making some kind of consolidation. So anyways, I think that's it, and I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.